What's up, everybody? My name is ASHWI the First. I'm your host, and this is the Wedding Singer Podcast. Let's go.
ASHWI the First.
What's up, everybody? I'm ASHWI the First, singer, songwriter, entertainer, 20 years in the wedding industry, doing weddings. I can't even count how many weddings I've done at this point, and about 25 years as far as entertaining, touring, backup singing for major artists, major celebrities, Chris Brown, Ashanti, Usher, the list goes on and on. And in my 20 years of doing weddings, I've come across a lot of different brides and grooms who just don't have the answers, and they come to me and I have all the answers that you need with my 20 plus years of doing weddings, bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs, different events and ceremonies. And I'm here to give you my take on everything. So let's get started. Okay, so today's topic is what to know when choosing a wedding band. The top 10 things. A lot of brides and grooms, they come to different weddings as guests, and they're looking for things. They're nitpicking, they're seeing what they want, what they don't want, what kind of band to choose when it comes to their special day. So I'm gonna tell you the top 10 things that you need to know when you're choosing a wedding band. Number 10, are your song choices yours or Nan's and Pawpaw's song choices? What do I mean by that? Let's say you're in your mid to late 20s or even early 20s. You definitely want to cater to your friends that are within your age range. Sometimes, a lot of times actually, at weddings, you want to show respect to your elders, your grandparents, your parents, which is beautiful, which is wonderful. But you don't want to give them full control over your songs that you're choosing. They may have grown up listening to music in the 50s, 60s, 70s, Frankie Valli, the Jersey Boys, the Beach Boys, Elvis, things like that, which is great, which is fine. One or two songs is amazing. It'll have the crowd get up and dancing and having a good time. But too much of the old stuff will not have the party and the celebration the way you would like it. Because if your friends are within your age range, they can deal with a couple of, old school songs. You can do even late 70s to 80s. We can do disco, Bee Gees. You can have some Michael Jackson, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You. The early Motown stuff, some Stevie Wonder, which is great. But an overwhelming majority of songs that date back to when your grandparents were growing up or even your parents were growing up doesn't really work the room the way you would like it to work. So when choosing your wedding songs, make sure that they're your songs, you and the groom or you and the bride, you get together, you figure out what you like, what makes you dance, what makes you have a good time, the things you and your friends listen to on the radio or at festivals. You want to play a lot of that stuff. You want your band to play a lot of that stuff, or be within the pocket in a middle area where you can cater to the older generation and the younger generation. Number 9, another thing you need to know when choosing a wedding band. What you need to be aware of, are these your songs or your friends' songs? Now, when you're choosing your songs, yes, it's your day, you want to have a good time, but you also want your friends to have a good time. Your college buddies, your sorority girls, your frat bros, you want everyone to have a good time. But you don't want to lean too much in that direction. Leaning too much in that direction will turn your wedding day from a beautiful event, a nice wedding, a nice event, into pretty much a frat party. I've seen it. Like I said, I've been doing this 20 years as a wedding singer and entertainer. And when you do that kind of thing, you cater too much to the party crowd and not enough to the day itself, which is you want to party and you want to celebrate, but you don't want to lose the love and you don't want to turn it into a club. You don't want to go too extreme. So always remember, let the music be yours and sprinkle in a little bit of what your friends like to listen to and what you guys listen to together. Don't go too extreme to one side or the other. Number 8, and this is huge. I've seen this too many times at so many weddings that I've done. We'll get a song list from the bride and the groom or their parents or their grandparents. There's a lot of input in these song lists that a bride and a groom may want for their big day. One thing that they fail to realize, a lot of the times you may have the older parents or the older grandparents, they don't like rap, they don't like hip hop, they don't want profanity, they don't want a gangster party or a thug feel. They have this preconceived notion about what rap is, but they fail to realize that there's rap and there's hip hop. Rap may be more of an extreme of how they knew rap or hip hop to be when they were coming up or when it first started, like the NWAs or the Biggies and the Pacs and all that stuff. But then sometime throughout the course of the night, they want to hear Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. It doesn't make any sense. It's also hip hop, it's also rap, but rap recently or hip hop culture recently has become more pop. So a lot of times when you're hearing Don't Stop the Party, Pitbull, when you're hearing Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night, Black Eyed Peas, that's still rap, that's still hip hop. So before you cut it out completely, before you say we don't want rap at the wedding, know that rap is also now pop. Hip hop is also now pop. So when you're choosing these songs, be very careful about classifying it incorrectly, because a lot of times at weddings, I've been at weddings where the bride or the groom will come up to us and say, oh, can you do Pitbull? Oh, can you do More Money, More Problems, Biggie and Mace? Or can you do Flow Rider? There are a lot of songs that are hits that you don't think of them as hip hop because they're so popular. They are now pop culture, they're now pop songs, they're pop hits. So Black Eyed Peas and all that stuff, be mindful of knowing which is which, what song you don't want. You can say you don't want hardcore hip hop or too gangster hip hop, mumble rap or whatever you want to call it, but be very wise on choosing your songs and knowing the difference between rap, hip hop, and what you don't want and what you do want when it does come to that form of music. Number 7, what you need to know when you're choosing a wedding band is that once you've chosen your wedding band, you do not want to approach the band while they're performing. Listen, tonight is all about you. It's your night, it's your big night. It's going to be the greatest moment of your life. You will remember it forever. But what you don't want to do is that if you have any recommendations or suggestions, or if you want to hear a song that is on your song list or isn't on your song list, I want you and the groom, the bride and the groom, to stay on the dance floor. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or you want to make any changes last minute, you have your maid of honor or your best man go to the band leader and do the talking. You stay focused. You have a good time. I've seen brides come up to me and say, can you play this song? It's on our list. Of course I can. I got you. But you go have a good time. Have your best people come and talk to us so you can continue drinking, having a good time, and partying on that dance floor. Number 6, don't approach the band while they're playing. It messes up the tempo and the song structures. You may want a song that you have already provided to us. That's all part of the list. That's a part of the list that you've given us. But tempo-wise, it may not fit in a song that we're playing now. So know that the band is ready for it, there's going to be a time when everyone's having fun, everyone's on the dance floor, and we can transition into that part of the song, tempo-wise, and really make it pop. But if you approach the band during a set, mid-set, where it's lively, drummer's going away, the guitarist is rocking out, the singers are rocking out, and you try to talk to them, it really will throw off a lot of the vibe that's happening on the dance floor. So just for the benefit of the festivities, the wedding, the party, the reception, do your best not to approach the band until there's a downbeat, until there's a moment, there's a space where you can speak to someone. Goes back to number 7. If you do need to speak to someone, have your best man, your groomsmen, your maid of honor, your bridesmaids, somebody do it for you. Number 5. The 5th thing that you need to know when it comes to choosing a wedding band is that you must be ready to let go. You know how they say, Jesus take the wheel, let go and let God? You have to do that when it comes to your band. When you're choosing a wedding band, you have to trust them to the point where you know they're going to make the right calls. You gave them the right songs. Even if you didn't know what songs you wanted, you met with the band leader, you met with the band, and you kind of expressed how you grew up, the sounds you heard, the music you listened to, what your family grew up on, and you expressed that to them. And if you hired that band, you have to trust them to make the right calls, the right song choices in the party, in the reception, while everyone is having fun. Even during dinner and cocktail hour, trust your band to play the right music. If you do not trust your band, then that's a bad sign that maybe you have not chosen the correct band. You can choose my band. Link is in the description. Check out the website. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Be ready to let go. I know it's hard. It's your big day. It's the moment you've been waiting for. You've been planning this since you were a little girl. But if you do not let go, no one's going to have a good time. You'll be filled with stress and anxiety, thinking about every little detail. The band is filled with professionals. In total, some have been gigging and working probably over 100 years. You know, they haven't lived that long, but I'm talking about individually, totals, because I've already been doing it for 20 years in weddings and 25 in entertainment. And there are other cats that are in my band that are older than me, and they've been doing it for 30 years. So you have over 100 years worth of collective experience in these bands and in certain bands. You want to choose a wise band, not too young and not too old, but somewhere right in the middle, and you have to let go and trust your band to make all the right calls, all the right song suggestions and selections during the course of the evening. Number 4. When choosing your wedding band, top 10 things you need to know. Number 4, flashy is not always a good thing. Sometimes flashy can take away from your day. You have the lights, you have the flashy jackets, you have the robots on stage, you have all that stuff. Yes, that party atmosphere is great, but too much of that can take away the attention from you. It's supposed to be about you, your dress, your husband, the suit, the shoes, everything that makes today your day is you. It's all about you. So you want to make sure that if you hire let's say a big time band with dancers and lights and this and that and everything that's going on, that's good. Make sure it doesn't overwhelm the audience and overpower your day. You don't want it to take away from your day, you walking down the aisle, your first kiss, your first dance. You want the attention to be about you. Number 3, when it comes to what to know when choosing a wedding band. One thing you need to know when it comes to choosing your wedding band is, do they know my music? When I say do they know your music, I'm saying all the songs that you chose, do they actually know it? Not that they've heard it on the radio before, not that they've heard it in passing or it sounds familiar. Do they know the music? Because it's very important. Anybody can play anything if they're a professional musician, but knowing the songs to where the beat may drop, to where the beat comes back in, to where the frontline singer may want to play around with the song. Everything doesn't have to be staccato and straight by the book, but if it's being done correctly, everyone should be jamming on that stage. So make sure when you're choosing a wedding band, they not only know the songs, but they know the songs. Number 2, when it comes to choosing a wedding band, get live footage of your wedding band or potential wedding band performing in front of an audience. Sound stages are fine. They may have professional videos of them performing, but that stuff is more often than not rehearsed. And you don't want to see what they look like at a rehearsal. You don't want to see what it looks like when they put on the flashy suits and they have the big lights and the stage and the sound stage and all of that stuff. You want to see how it is when they are interacting with the audience, how they're out there on the floor, or how they're really having a good time on stage and bringing the bride and groom up on stage with them, singing with the bride and groom, singing next to the bride and groom, dancing with the bride and groom on stage. So you want to get live footage. You want to ask for live footage of your potential band performing so that you know what they have to offer. You know what they have to bring to the stage on your big day. And the number one thing you should know when choosing your wedding band for your big day, as a bride and a groom, as someone who is getting married, what you need to know or need to do is see your band live. Number 2, if you can get the video footage, that's cool, seeing them live, to see the video footage live. But if you can actually see them on stage live, if they can invite you to, let's say, a showcase that they have to see them live, or if they're performing at a local event to see them live, or at a wedding and you're a wedding guest, most brides and grooms hire bands based on their own experiences, not only from friends and family, but based on their own experiences being in the crowd at a best friend's wedding, at a family member's wedding, at their brother or sister's wedding. They get to experience that for themselves. So the best thing you can do when choosing a wedding band is experience the band yourself. Go to a showcase, go to an event, go to your friend's wedding, check out their bands, see what they're doing. It's not just about the reviews online. It's not just about the sound stages and the professional videos. You want to be there, you want to feel it. They may look good on video, but if you don't feel it, it's not going to be something you want. So, my name is ASHWI the First. I am your wedding singer, and these are the top 10 things you need to know when choosing a wedding band. If you would like to hire me and my band for your wedding, your event, the link is in the description. You can check out live performances, live videos, live music, and a great time had by all, even in these video clips here.
ASHWI the First.
So I hope to see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Your magic tricks is focus, they said, but you still doing it, and you got me twisted. There ain't no fighting it, sprung off that spell you cast, and you got